You know what they say, get woke, go broke. However, that is not actually always true, especially, interestingly enough, in the case of The Boys, which is only gained more and more viewers over the course of its 4 seasons, despite honestly becoming an objectively worse show by every conceivable metric each additional season. So welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Land Idol, and yeah, if you hadn't heard, Prime Video's The Boys mocks Trump's McDonald's stint with Homelander, its Trump-like antagonist. So I'm sure all you guys have seen it, the photo going around X, or if you haven't, you're in for something just weird and strange and trippy, and I don't know who thought to greenlight this. I mean, if you've seen The Boys, I guess it makes sense, but it's also getting really played out and annoying by now. Before we even get into this article, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And just so you know that I'm not speaking out my ass, yeah, you just do a simple Google search of The Boys viewership by season. Here's some basic information about it, according to Google. Season 4, according to Amazon, 55 million people watched at least part of Season 4 of The Boys from its premiere on June 13, 2024 through July 21st, 2024. This is a 20% increase from Season 3 in the same time frame. Season 3 had 46 million, and The Boys' audience has grown every season since it premiered in 2019. Now, to be fair, this is Amazon who's reporting these numbers, so, I mean, are they being honest? How are they calculating viewership? Things like that. It is all up for discussion, but let's just look at it as if that's true. Let's, look at surface level, assume they're being honest. As y'all know, Donald Trump was out there, doing his photo op working at McDonald's the other day. Super based, super funny, super cool. Came off, it was a great thing for his campaign. Like, it made him look real good. And then you got the official VOT International, which is, The Boys' X account. Growing up, Homelander dreamed of working at his local VOT, a burger, VOT a burger. Recently, his wish came true as VOT shut down a restaurant and staged pre-selected customers so Homelander could serve people food. It's very strange they put all three of those in different quotes. Thanks, Homelander, for showing everyone you're a true man to the people. And breaking, Homelander serves up high-quality beef. Now, look, if you're wondering why I'm even reporting on this, because The Boys season is over, this really is I was gonna say a nothing burger, and then I was like, wait a sec, that's a really good, so yeah, this is quite literally a nothing burger, but, no, the reason I bring it up is because I've made, no bones about it. I love The Boys comics. I've loved The Boys comics for, like, shit, well over 10 years at this point. It is my favorite non-Marvel or DC comic book series, and, I have not liked the show since it came out. I was so stoked and excited for The Boys TV show. And then when it finally came out, yeah, the first season was fine. I was pretty damn upset that they didn't follow the comics almost at all. And so I was like, okay, it's at least in the same vein as the comics. It's sort of getting the satire right. I did love the casting for Butcher. And so yeah, I was like, alright, let's give Season 2 a shot. And then Season 2 was just straight terrible. Season 2 deviated from the comics more, made some unhinged changes and breaks to the lore that I couldn't justify. So I haven't watched the show since Season 2, full disclosure. Now I heard Season 3 got even worse. And then there was all the discourse about Season 4. It's like, Jesus Christ, how can you take such a cool and interesting comic book and bastardize it to this effect? In ways that, like, even Batgirl didn't dare do. Because, like Batgirl used the whole Trump analogy, Trump allegory for their villain. How many years ago was that? And it was stale then? And The Boys is doing it as if it's some fresh, interesting, popular thing, and they're only getting more and more on the nose with it. I would assume, even for lefties and liberals, this would be too much. Like, it's not even interesting or well-written storytelling. And I realized, no, lefties are retarded. Because you got quotes like this. Gilbert, of course, pride flag in the bio. Just so everyone is clear, Homelander is the bad guy. This image is meant to mock Trump. I hope that's clear. Like, their viewership is so stupid. The homeboy here has to feel the need to stress on X that this is meant to mock Trump. He wants to make sure that you are all well aware that the very obvious Trump allegory is mocking Trump, and this isn't some sort of endorsement. And because we see the viewership going up, like, season by season, it truly makes me worry that we are just getting, like idiocracy is becoming real. We are consistently getting dumber as a society, when I thought that we were on the pendulum swing of things healing. So maybe I'm actually the moron. Thank Christ for people like Epic Mike, who's like the boys writers crashing out because their Trump obsession got their show canceled. Now, to be fair, it hasn't been canceled. I know that Mike is speaking hyperbolically, because no, it hasn't been canceled. But it's just not even clever. That's the worst part. If you want to do the Trump allegory thing, I mean, I guess fine. I really don't know how you're going to find a clever angle for it because it's been done to death. But this is quite literally taking what Trump did, putting your character in there instead, and saying, haha, because our character's the bad guy and we view Trump as the bad guy, it's the same. When that's not how satire even works. So yeah, we got Forbes covering this, oddly enough. Prime Video's The Boys mocks Trump's McDonald's stint with Homelander, its Trump-like antagonist. The Boys, Amazon Prime Video's hit political satire series. By the way, that's what makes it terrible from the comics. The comics are political satire, but post 9/11, very early 2000s, sort of Patriot Act politics, far different than what we have now. So yeah, it just again, the satire doesn't work because all the characters were written very differently in the comics because they're satirizing a different kind of political power, but that's neither here nor there. Mocked former President Donald Trump's campaign stop at McDonald's in a social media post using the show's superhero antagonist, Homelander, a character that the creators have said is a Trump metaphor and a key part of its critique of right-wing politics. That is okay, I've complained about this before, but I'm gonna do it again. You can't take a character, I mean, I guess you can, but it's bad writing. You can't take a character that existed well before the Donald Trump presidency and make the character a Donald Trump allegory when they were nothing alike. Like, at this point, Homelander, and really from the start, from season 2 onward, Homelander was nothing like he is in the comics. I get it, technically he's the antagonist in both, but aside from his name being Homelander and his outfit looking similar, that's really it. It's Homelander in name only. Like, you gotta understand, the Boys comics were around way before the Trump presidency. So why are you going to take this character and transmogrify him into something else simply because of your own personal politics? It is just objectively bad storytelling because it is going to date your show. Now, granted, since the comics were a satire of, again, they were a satire of, post 9/11, Patriot Act and whatnot, like, that's technically dated as well, but it never truly, aside from a 9/11 reference, it doesn't actually go all in on that. It tries to keep it ambiguous enough to where it makes it timeless. I don't think it does it very well, I'm gonna be real. I don't think that the story is timeless. I don't think that it particularly aged well, but at least there was an attempt there to make it something that is not so honed in and hammer focused on one time frame that you can see what they're trying to do. The Boys show will never be able to match that because it is a product of the here and now and can only exist in the here and now. In 30 years, when this is all a distant memory, assuming we're still around, I mean, if Kamala gets elected, then that won't be the case. But after Trump gets elected, in 30 years, if we're all still around, no one's going to be rewatching or romanticizing this show. They're not going to be going back through it the way we go back through shows like, The X-Files or MASH or any just good classic show. The Boys made the post in the Vought International account, an account for a fictional entertainment conglomerate in the series that is led by the character Homelander, a superhero who is depicted as a power-hungry narcissist and primary antagonist. And then they talk about the post here, which we've already looked at. The Boys creator Eric Kripke has long compared Homelander to Trump. Kripke said that the series, which is set in a universe where superheroes are powerful political figures that engage in corrupt behavior, tells a story about the intersection of celebrity and authoritarianism and how social media and entertainment are used to sell fascism. It really isn't that deep. Like, Garth Ennis, when he wrote the comics, he hates writing superheroes, so he just wanted to, I mean, I know deconstruction's a bad word now thanks to what they did to Luke Skywalker, but he wanted to deconstruct the superhero genre because he didn't like writing superhero stuff, and it was fine back then because, it was fun, it was good, it also didn't take itself seriously at all, it was in on its own joke, which makes the deconstruction all the better. By taking the Boys as seriously as you do, it once again defeats the purpose of the comics. It is It is so bizarre because, again, even though the Boys comics are among my favorite, I wouldn't even necessarily call it good. I would call it fun, and I would recommend it to anyone with a strong stomach, but maybe not necessarily even call it good. I will call aspects of it good, but as the product as a whole is more just interesting, fun, quirky, again, a product of its time, and not for the faint of fucking heart. Kripke told Rolling Stone in 2022, Homelander has always been a Trump analog for me. How has a character that's been around since before the Trump presidency always been a Trump analog for you, unless you're just a bad writer? Citing the character's really combustible mix of complete weakness and insecurity, and just horrible power and ambition. Some of the plot details in the show's fourth and most recent season, which aired over the summer, have drawn comparisons to Trump, well before then, including Homelander facing a criminal trial for plotting a January 6th light insurrection. Kripke has said the Trump similarities have grown more explicit over time, stating the writing team gets angrier and more scared as the years go on. This is the quote that made me want to do this video. I read through this article, and I was like, your writers are angrier and more scared as the years go on. Bro, the show started in 2019. Your boy got into office in 2020. Like, while season 1 was still airing. Season 2 through 4 have all been with your boy, with your left-leaning liberal agenda political figures in control. If your team is getting angrier and more scared as the years have gone on, wouldn't that mean they are scared of your own fucking regime? Wouldn't that mean they're scared of the Biden administration? Why the fuck are you such pussies? Are you such soy beta bitches that you are getting scared of a dude who didn't have political power anymore? That makes no fucking sense to me. Thank God that the plan was only for 5 seasons of The Boys, assuming it hasn't been extended or whatever, because it's not getting canceled. The viewership numbers are too good. It's getting to season 5. That's supposedly supposed to be the last season, because I don't know how we're going to take several more seasons of this when Trump gets reelected. That's just going to... It's going to go full-blown loony bin, because the show is just propaganda at this point from what I've heard. Again, I haven't watched it. I don't hate watch. I don't like hate watching. I think hate watching is dumb. But I just want to hone in on what losers work on this show. That they have, this might be the ultimate form of TDS. These guys make Cenk Uygur look like a Trump supporter, because they've spent the last 4 years making seasons of television shows about Donald Trump, being scared and angry at Trump when Trump hasn't had power. That is ultimate final form Frieza level of TDS. So again, I don't know why the show is getting viewership. Even without the Trump allegory stuff, it's just not a good adaptation of the source material, and as fans, we should be advocating for honest and true adaptations of the source material. But then when you lump the political messages and propaganda into it, that just makes it worse. So, and then there's the cringe, Donald Trump analogy, the mocking the McDonald's thing, when that was objectively good for his campaign when you look at the numbers. Dude, your Homelander post on X isn't going to make anybody think, oh, you know what, I was wrong to vote for Donald Trump. So what was even the point? What message were you trying to get across? Because it certainly wasn't anything comedic. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about, Donald Trump and the way that intersects with comics, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. And become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord. Choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis. Choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams. And of course, get involved with over 140 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity, but only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.